Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Movie Group, founder of the Dream Network channel. Learn more at dreamnetworkchannel.com.
I wanna visit all the places nobody goes. I wanna teach all the things that nobody knows. I wanna grow wings, leave the coop, learn to fly. Bungee jump from the tallest building in Dubai. I wanna fly around town in my UFO. I wanna eat real food, not the GMOs. I wanna make moves, call the shots like the boss. I wanna love like I never lost.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days, and today I am here with the talented actor Abel Vados. Welcome, Abel.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Such a pleasure, such a pleasure.
Thank you, thank you.
Digging that cool earring over
Oh,
there.
it is? Yeah. Thank you. I try to sparkle a bit every now and then, you know.
Yeah, nothing wrong with sparkle. I've got a little sparkle going on here today, too.
Okay.
But I'm dripping it all over the place.
Oh.
Well, thanks for joining us today. It's such a pleasure. Looking forward to hearing about what it is you're doing in the community and how you got started as a young man in the acting industry.
Well, first, I always liked being creative, trying to make people laugh, in other words, and I always had self-doubt, kind of getting into it, like being scared. I'm pretty sure a lot of people get into that, and I always told myself, like, you know, like, to get rid of that fear, you gotta push yourself and actually, like, do it instead of just constantly thinking about it. So
Right.
I started my YouTube channel, which is called Koa Life Crew. And from there, it was just that push for me, you know, like from there, I started getting comfortable. And I did 5 videos. And then after that, I kind of realized that, like, I look like a robot, you know, I don't have any emotions in my videos, you know. So I was like, why not? How about I take some acting classes and then go from there and actually, like, improve on how I look when I perform and stuff.
That is awesome. So, you started out first doing a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the name of the YouTube video again?
The channel?
Yes.
Koa Life Crew. KOA Life Crew. Koa means happy in New Zealand, I believe.
Okay.
At least I think I did my research right. But yeah, so it's basically Happy Life Crew.
Okay. So, as a new actor, you started off actually creating content first
Right.
for yourself.
Yeah.
So that helped you to get rid of the nerves,
Yes.
and what we call the nerves, to get in the acting industry and
Yeah.
to feel more comfortable in front of the camera.
Right.
And we got you sitting here in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But you started your YouTube creating content, and then from that step on, because you know, a lot of times people miss that part of they just go somewhere and they start acting.
Hmm.
They don't think about the training or what they need to do beforehand and before getting into acting. So I like that you started with creating content and pretty much, I'm going to say, working on yourself first
Right.
before you put yourself out there. I
Yes.
like that. So where did your ideas come from?
Sometimes when you talk to people and you just joke around and then they'll say something funny and then it's like, oh, like, you know, it'd be actually kind of funny if you actually made a video out of that. So, like, I'd create an idea and then just make a story around it. And that's how I would come up with some ideas and whatnot.
Okay, can you give us some examples of some of the things you did?
One of them, well, with me is that I try to keep my ideas original. I don't like trying to copy other people's work, you know. So I try to keep my stuff as original as possible. One of my skits was called my weight loss journey. So half of it was real and half of it was like acted out. Obviously, the real part, I had to lose weight. So yeah, so in that video, I lost some weight and some of it was planned. Like there's a part where I trip. But I actually had somebody trip me, so I make it look as real as possible, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's one of them, and then I have some food challenges too. I have a big appetite.
So with your content, were you teaching people or showing? No, I'm gonna say teaching, but showing them were you showing them the journey? Say with the weight loss, changing of eating habits. Was that a part of it?
So I used to be bigger than what I am now in high school, and I would eat just cereal, one bowl of cereal every day, and then it's basically fasting, in other words. And that's how I would lose weight. So in the video, I was like, what if I put that idea in the video too? So I would tell the people, like, oh, I'm only gonna eat a bowl of cereal a day.
What
and
kind
do
of
some
cereal was it?
Cheerios. I try to be as healthy as possible while I'm doing it, you know.
Not a big bowler. I'm gonna have a big bowl of Fruit Loops today.
Yeah.
Nothing but sugar.
Yeah.
But good. I like that. I mean, I like that it was a teachable moment for someone. a young person that was out there looking at, hey, this is what Abel's doing, and I mean, it was health conscious, taking care of your health. Plus, you were making yourself comfortable in front of the camera,
Hmm.
preparing for your role in acting. So I like that. So, how many videos would you say that you created?
I did 5 videos,
Okay.
five that I've worked on. Well,
Oh,
at least I could say that I've worked on.
okay. So from that point, had you spoken with any mentors or anyone that was in the acting industry to see what your next steps would be after that?
No, so from there I just said, you know what, I want to do acting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what did you do next after that?
I started looking for acting schools, and one that really caught my attention was the Howie Acting Studio,
Okay.
and I still currently attend to that class. And so yeah,
Awesome.
it's a really good class. I highly recommend, if anybody's starting to do acting, I highly recommend it, because Carla Howie, the teacher,
Mm-hmm.
she's very blunt with your critiques, and some spots aren't as blunt as she is, which is what I like. You're trying to learn. You don't want to just be like not the best critiques ever.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, that's awesome. I love that you're a go-getter. And you know what? In this industry, which is a tough industry, you have to be a go-getter.
Yeah, it's a lot
And
of competition, that's for
yes,
sure.
it is. And a lot of the times training is teaching you about who you are as an actor. Okay? Because it's not about you trying to be like the next person. It's how you're finding out who you are and improving your skill set as
Right,
an actor. A lot of times people are looking at another person as an actor and, oh, I'm going to be like that person, but you're not that person.
right.
So
You're
you're
yourself. Everybody's themselves. You're never gonna be like somebody else.
right,
Everybody's unique and original in their own ways, and you gotta
right.
portray that out there.
So you started off doing your content, creating content, and from that point, your next step was you moved into some training
Yeah.
with the acting school. I like that. And from that point, have are you continuing to create content?
No, I put that to the side now, and I actually want to start going to auditions for commercials and movies or TV shows or whatever comes my way. In other words.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my goal right now, at least.
Okay. So what are some of the things you're doing in your acting class?
So I specialize in comedy, and so with my teacher, she doesn't specialize in comedy. It's more serious acting, so like getting very emotional on the
Mm-hmm.
scenes and whatnot. So I actually like that, because yeah, I'm good at comedy, but I can't do the
Mm-hmm.
other stuff. So it's better if I expand what I can do.
Right. Taking you out of your comfort zone is
Yeah,
what she's
exactly.
doing.
Yeah,
Because you don't go just go to Abel for that comedy. I mean,
yeah,
Abel, if there's this very nice gig that you want and you may have to cry or you may have to get really emotional, you want to be able to do that. You don't want to
right.
get boxed into all comedy.
Yeah.
Unless that's what you do and that's what you prefer. But I like that you're getting out of your comfort zone
Hmm.
and learning the dramatic piece and the emotional stuff, tapping into that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, if you could think of a actor out there in your age range that was an inspiration to you, who would that be, and why?
uh, my to be honest with you, my inspiration, he's not alive. His name is Charlie Chaplin.
Oh,
That's my inspiration.
okay,
Yeah, but as of now today, uh, someone I guess you could say gives me some inspiration is Tom Holland. That's
okay,
someone that's in my age range.
okay.
But who my true inspiration is Charlie
Can
Chaplin.
you tell me why?
Uh, he's very talented, man. He's unique. So he was famous 100 years ago, like about 1920s, and he broke the
Yes,
language barriers. His movies, he never said a word, but you understood
right,
everything he said,
right,
and he made the world laugh. And that's my dream. That's my goal, is to make the world laugh.
right. And you know what? You can do that without words.
Yep,
You
exactly.
can, I mean, just think of the people that don't have words. They use other senses, other methods
Hmm.
to speak to you through body language, through your eyes, and that you know what that's amazing to be able to learn those other skill sets and use those other senses.
Right.
I like that as a young man you caught on to that early on.
Right. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure, like, I want my movies to be understood by everybody in the world, like not just America or anybody that just speaks English, you know. So I want people in the Middle East or like in Asia to understand what I'm doing in my movies. Like, yeah, I might have some jokes that are in English, but that's why I want to work on physical comedy as well, so that they understand the joke as well, you know.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. Um, so, as a young man, do you remember the first time you saw him on television?
I think it was a Netflix movie, but it was Robert Downey Jr. played as Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I guess it was a biography movie about him.
Okay.
And yeah, that's how I found out about him. And I was like, oh, I like this guy, you know, like he's very different.
Yes, yes. So, is there anyone, say, prior to seeing Charlie Chaplin, was there anyone in your family that inspired you?
Uh, my family inspired me with comedy, I guess you could say. See, with my family is that we all joke around a lot, so everybody try to one up each other with when it
Uh-huh.
comes to jokes. And as a kid growing up with that, I was like, oh, like I want to be funny too, you know. So I would throw in my joke, and then from there it just started building.
All good fun.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can remember doing the same thing, but I remember as a kid, my brother would do it, and he used to piss me off because he was always making fun. You have knock knees. You have this. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
dude, that's
Oh yeah,
enough.
that's like throwing shots at each other. No,
Yes.
us was more like adding on to the joke, like from something else. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'd make fun of each other too as well.
So comedy was just always there for you, so you were natural with it.
I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And do you recall at any point, I mean, even though it just was natural and you witnessed it in the home and with family, it was all good fun. Was there ever a time where you may have performed in school or on a stage somewhere?
Performing wise, I guess you could say I always try to be the class clown.
Oh,
Yeah, so I guess that's the best way I could put it there.
so
That's
you
an,
so you got in trouble a lot in school, huh?
not really. My dad is kind of strict. I don't want to get beat up when I get home from my father, you know. So I'd play the easy good jokes, you know, not the crazy
Okay.
ones where I'd go over the top and get in trouble for it. I was smart, not dumb, in other words.
Okay. Now, see, my daughter, I think she was the class clown too, or the class talker. I
Yeah.
would get notes, I mean, from kindergarten. Oh, she talks too much in class, and she loves to talk. So I also noticed that you have a tat on your arm. Can you tell
Yes,
me what that
this is
represents?
this is a pirate tattoo, and something about me is that I really like pirates because their like philosophy in life is that every day was an adventure for them, and that's the way I choose to live life, is live a beautiful adventure every day. Like I have this moment to spend time here with you and actually get to know each other a little bit, and I
Yeah.
find that beautiful, you know. So
Oh,
that's why I have this tattoo.
I love that. I love that. And you know what? One thing that I noticed about you is when the initial moment that we met, you were really outgoing. You know, a lot of times people are out and about and
Mm,
they just, it's just like life passing, people passing by each other.
right.
But you were very open and wanted to talk about yourself and what you were doing in the industry. And that is something that I admired about you as a young man.
Hmm.
Okay, and that is something in this industry you need to be able to do
Right.
because you never know who your next gig is going to be with. So if you're just passing by people because you don't, I don't like, you don't see that person as my next gig, you could be missing out on that next gig
Right.
because that next gig doesn't have a look
Hmm.
or a color, a size, an age, or anything. You never know who that person may
Yeah,
be.
definitely.
So, being a young man like yourself, and you've had some experiences, you've started off creating content, which is that is nice. Then you started going into acting school. You're putting yourself out there, which is good. What advice would you give to someone, to an actor?
A fresh new actor.
Yes.
I would say build your confidence, because once you have your confidence, you could bring out your emotions as freely as you can. When I first started, like I said, I went into acting school like an emotionless robot, and now I'm like a human being with emotions now, you know. So, and that's because I developed confidence in that.
Uh-huh.
And my teacher, Carla Howie, she brings the confidence out of you.
I love that you see it in yourself because, a lot of times people don't see that in themselves.
Right.
It's just like what you mentioned, weight loss. It's just like losing weight or gaining weight. A lot of times we don't see that in ourselves. It takes someone else to go, hey, Abel, I noticed you lost some weight there. What you been doing? But a lot of times we see ourselves every day and we don't notice that gradual change that we've had. So, where do you see yourself, say, in 5 years?
In 5 years, trying to live my dream, trying to make the world laugh. That's where I see myself for now, at least.
Okay. So you speak a lot about laughter. Have you ever thought about stand up?
See, when I think about that, I'm an actor, not a stand-up comedian.
Oh,
So
okay.
I see it as a difference,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I rather play out the joke than say the joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. So you see yourself 5 years as an actor. Could you tell me one of your dream roles?
A dream role?
Yes.
I would say play as a boxer.
Oh,
Because before I decided to become an actor and actually pursue my whole comedy scheme with the YouTube and all that, I actually wanted to be a boxer at one point.
really?
Yeah, and so I thought it'd be neat if I actually played a boxer and see, like, give me some taste of what it was supposed to be.
Okay. Do you have a favorite boxer?
Salvador Sanchez.
Okay.
He's one of the best, I think, or if not the best that I've ever seen.
Oh, we have to see about that.
Yeah, yeah, you'll be the judge of that.
So, if you think about some of the boxing films that have you ever watched any films?
Oh, yes, of
okay,
course.
which has been one of your favorites and why?
It's gonna be a very common one, and then I had to say with Rocky.
Okay.
Rocky's probably like one of the best boxing movies that I've seen.
Okay. And why do you think? And what is it about Rockies that made you think that's the best? What do you take from that as an actor?
Honestly, it's the acting and the storytelling. That's why I think it's a good boxing movie. And hopefully, when I make the boxing movie, it could be just as good. But my twist is gonna add some comedy into it.
Some comedy.
Yeah.
I don't. Has Stallone ever done any comedy?
I
I don't think there's ever been any comedy in Rocky unless I just don't remember.
No, it's mostly drama, like
him whooping some butt, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
I like that. So you would like to do a boxing movie. So what are you doing? What do you do to prepare for that?
Well,
are you prepared if you have to say do a boxing film and you have to train and do all this hardcore stuff?
First and foremost, I have to get in shape, as you can tell, and take some boxing classes too, so I could look sharp, like I actually know what I'm doing. Because I've seen some movies where people, like in martial arts or something like that, and it kind of looks like they know what they're doing, but I don't think they have much experience doing that fighting style,
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I would probably prepare for, and then the acting.
Okay, it must look very realistic.
Yeah.
And feel like you know what you're doing there. And I can name a few of them that, I mean, you look at them. I can say one of my favorites, or my old-time favorites, is I love the Blade movies.
Blade with Wesley Snipes, I believe?
Yes. Those are my movies. I can watch those all night long, every one of them. And that's one thing that Wesley Snipes is trained in what he was doing. So It wasn't like he just got on stage and tried to throw a kick or whatever.
Yeah, or just swing the sword all crazy or whatever.
So I understand what you're saying is being trained and being prepared. And I like that. And that is great advice to give to an aspiring actor. Because a lot of times, we want to skip a step.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to invest in our knowledge or our skill set or being prepared for what it is that we want. We say we want in 5 years I want to be a boxer. 5 years I want to do this. But what are you doing along that way to get there?
Right, and I'm kind of a little of a perfectionist as well. I wanted to come out like as best as I can, because I want to be the best I can be. So I want my content to be the best it could be as well.
Wonderful. So where do you see yourself? Do you have any new projects coming up? Or are you working on anything new?
Currently I'm looking for a talent agent.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's of right now.
Okay.
And so yeah, so I try to take everything by the moment.
Oh.
Moment, take everything moment for moment. I try not to look into the future and just take it all step by step.
Awesome. Where can our audience find you?
In Phoenix, Arizona.
Do you have any Instagram or any place where they can find you?
Abel _ Vados on my Instagram.
Thank you. It was such a pleasure having you here today,
Thank you.
Abel.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us here today on Desertwood Days, and we will catch you next time.
Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze was sponsored by Movie Group. Visit them at dreamnetworkchannel.com.